Alright guys, today we're talking more about the PlayStation 5 because Sony did actually come out here and talk more about the PlayStation 5 themselves, but it may not necessarily come in the form that maybe you were hoping for at this point in time. They didn't talk about the price, the release date, or reveal any new information about the pre-orders. They also didn't reveal anything about an upcoming event, and it turns out that the unlisted video that Sony had on their official channel under the PlayStation 5 playlist was for a new ad. And to me, this is not all that surprising. I admit maybe I did get myself a little bit overly excited for what this could be. I did say in yesterday's video that surely it can't be something insignificant. That's not to downplay this ad or say that it's insignificant. I do think it's pretty cool. It's pretty short, only 30 seconds. But to be honest, I was expecting it to be something else. However, we did get significant information, in my opinion anyway, today in the form of a blog post where Sony is highlighting what developers are saying about the SSD as well as the 3D audio and how they're planning on taking full advantage of this and implementing it into their games, similar to what we went over, I believe, a week ago or possibly 2 weeks ago at this point, where we were highlighting what developers had to say about the DualSense controller. So this is what we're going to be going over in today's video. If you could do me a favor, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the bell notification icon as well. But starting here from the blog post, it says, with PlayStation 5, our goal is to put the player at the heart of the gaming experience. From the DualSense wireless controller's adaptive triggers and haptic feedback, to the ultra high-speed SSD, to the immersion felt with the Tempest 3D audio tech engine, we want players to lose themselves in every PS5 game. To provide in-game examples of these benefits, we asked developers around the world to share their thoughts on how the PS5 console's ultra-high-speed SSD and Tempest 3D audio tech engine will shape the future of gaming. You can see some of the games that will leverage these features in our latest video. So that's the little advertisement that they put out there, where it showed, again, a compilation. I'll probably have it playing in the background, a compilation of some of the upcoming PlayStation 5 exclusives. But it says here, read on and leave your comments below. So we're starting once again here with the creative director on Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales, that being Brian Horton. He says, beyond near instant loading and fast travel, the SSD and its speed allows us to more quickly load and display more detailed assets. This should lead to the city looking better than ever, and this is just the beginning for our team unlocking those possibilities. It's a fundamental change that we can't wait to take more advantage of in the years to come. So even though it may not seem significant what he's saying here, pay close attention to what he's trying to convey. What we're going to see in Spider-Man Miles Morales in particular when it comes to the SSD specifically may not be mind-blowing. They are talking about how they're going to be able to load in much more detailed assets at a much higher or faster rate, I should say, which is great. But he does emphasize that this is a fundamental change. And he's hinting that because they are a first-party studio and they can take full advantage of this SSD, they're going to, and I'm assuming this is something we could expect to see in the full-blown sequel to Spider-Man 2 on PS5. This is going to allow them to really do some interesting and creative stuff, and they want to take full advantage of that, and in the coming years, they plan to do that. So yeah, we may not see them take full advantage of it with Spider-Man Miles Morales. I don't think that that's the game that we're going to see out of the gate, where it's like unlocking the full potential of the SSD. But still, it's good to hear that it is going to help the game out. We also have Gavin Moore, once again, the creative director over at SIE Japan Studio, talking about Demon's Souls. It says here, as developers of Demon's Souls, we are already changing the way we think about the SSD. We see it not just as storage, but also memory, utilizing the speed of the SSD to load data at blistering speeds, bringing you straight back into the action to avenge your many deaths. And I do find that kind of funny because we know that this is going to be an integral part of the Demon's Souls remake experience, which is dying over and over again, sometimes to the point of frustration. But something that should help ease that frustration is the fact that you will be able to instantly get back into it. And even though it seems like something small on the surface, for those of us who do plan to get very deep into Demon's Souls, that could turn out to be a really great thing. So in this case, it's talking about loading times. We also have the game director of Hitman 3, saying Hitman 3 pushes you to explore and experiment in huge sandbox locations, and being able to save/load frequently is key to that. The blitz fast load times we are seeing on the PS5 console encourages player experimentation more than ever. So that is a third-party developer chiming in, and I believe it is a multi-platform game, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe you guys can correct me on that. I don't know, is Hitman exclusive? Is it a timed exclusive? I'm actually not sure about that one, but you think I would know, right? But we also have the lead programmer, Neil Hill, for Far Cry 6, so a AAA, a third-party title that will be playable on the PS5. They say that SSD is a game changer. I think as this generation matures, we will see some amazing innovation in streaming and open world game design. So I have to highlight this one in particular because we have a third-party developer claiming that the SSD is a game changer. Now, that's not to say that what Microsoft has in their console with the Series X, it's also a very capable SSD, and in many ways is also a potential game changer. But it really does seem like developers are pretty impressed at the potential, the possibilities of what you can do with just how fast the SSD is inside the PS5. At least that's what it sounds like to me. But moving along here, we have the lead programmer on Returnal, which is a game I hope to see more about. I want to learn more about Returnal because I'm excited to see what Housemarque is going to be able to do with their first proper AAA game. It does look really good, and it seems like it has a lot of potential. I don't know if this is going to be a launch window title, but this is what they had to say about the SSD. A bit further into the next generation, I'm expecting we'll start seeing developers make more use of the not so obvious benefits of the SSD. This is what excites me the most. What does it mean for developers when everything can be loaded from the disk that fast? Will we even need the concept of levels anymore? The possibilities for this tech are exciting for me as a developer and exhilarating for me as a gamer. See, this is what you're starting to see. You're starting to see a theme where the thing about the PlayStation 5's SSD is it is capable. It is more capable than people think. And as he puts it here, you know, what are the not so obvious benefits? They are there, but it's up to the developers to unlock that and discover that themselves. This is where you see Sony is enabling at least any developer that's making a exclusive game on the PlayStation 5 to really kind of experiment and just see how far they can push it, how they can fundamentally change some gameplay design concepts. This particular developer is questioning, you know, will there even need to be the concept of levels anymore? Which is pretty crazy to think about because we're talking about video games, right? And, you know, the unfortunate, I don't think this is an unfortunate side effect. I think it's just the reality that it will take time for developers to really push the boundaries here. Even those who are working on exclusive games, you're not going to see them tap into the full potential of this probably till a couple years into the generation. I think we all kind of know that, but yeah, can't wait to see more of Returnal. We also have Marcus Smith, the creative director over at Insomniac Games, and he says, hopefully players were able to see the new extended gameplay demo we recently revealed for Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. The SSD and custom I/O architecture around it allows us to send players across dimensions with near instant speeds. It fundamentally changes the rules and allows us to think about ideas and game designs that are only possible on PS5. So there we go. I think there's no better example as of right now than what we've seen with Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. I think this is why Sony wanted to reveal this extended gameplay demo and why they're so eager to show it off, because it seems to be one of the first games that's really trying to actually change some gameplay design elements, right? To where you talk about near instant teleportation and transportation into different dimensions, right? Loading within less than a second. That's insane. And it will be exciting to see what future first party or what future developers underneath Sony's first party can do with their titles. So we're moving on here talking about the Tempest 3D audio tech engine. PS5's Tempest 3D audio tech engine is designed to provide highly accurate audio positioning, which could spell a major leap forward for gaming immersion. Developers across the globe are already putting the Tempest 3D audio tech engine to good use, and below they are sharing some of their plans and hopes for the future. So once again, we have the game director for Returnal. They're saying 3D audio is exciting because it can create a more convincing and accurate soundscape for players and a stronger sense of place. In a fast-paced action game with lots of verticality like Returnal, it can also help with the player's situational awareness and makes it more intuitive for players to pinpoint the locations of nearby enemies or incoming projectiles in the heat of combat. We also have the creative director and CEO of Norsefell. And it says the ability to layer the music even more deeply with dozens of different states reacting to areas and enemy levels make for an environment that's even more lush and mesmerizing. The players can use these cues to prepare accordingly in the hopes that they might live another day. And so moving right along here, we have the game director over at Guerrilla Games talking about Horizon Forbidden West. Now with the PS5 console's Tempest 3D audio tech sound engine will be able to play sounds in such a way that players will be able to locate the machines around them with greater ease, which is great for situations in which you find yourself surrounded or just want to sneak on machines. So I do like that because that is something I remember it really kind of stands out in my mind when playing Horizon Zero Dawn, is how there are a lot of those situations where you are surrounded by a lot of machines and you do need any clues or cues, I should say, that you can kind of get to really, understand like what your next move should be. So that does sound pretty exciting. We also have the executive producer on Resident Evil Village or Resident Evil 8. Audio is a key feature to really push the next-gen experience with PS5. It's almost as if 3D audio tech was made specifically with horror games in mind. It used to be that in order to get that spatial audio, players would have to invest a lot of their own time and money. Now just putting on a headset, they can get that full 3D audio experience. So that sounds really exciting to me. I do like the idea of what the 3D audio tech can do for horror games specifically. We know how important audio is to not only all games, but especially those horror games. So that's really exciting. And finally, we have these developers over at Marvel's Avengers. So this is a game, obviously, it's going to be coming out very soon. It does have some controversy surrounding it with some of the stuff it's doing, but they said our game worlds have been 3D for generations now, but for audio, we typically have been limited to 2D surround sound. When Iron Man is destroying a turret positioned above you, or Hulk roars as he takes on the enemies below you, you want to hear the sound coming from those directions. We can just take the actual positions of the audio and ensure we get them to the PS5 3D audio tech engine and significantly improve your sense of being in the world. And all that is just with your headphones without needing complex surround stereo systems. So yeah, I guess just to finish up this video, because I don't want it to, be too long, it really sounds like developers are excited at the potential of what they can do with the SSD specifically, and also with the 3D audio tech. And they seem to be trying to do the best they can to find ways to implement this stuff. It seems like on the surface level, or something we can expect sooner rather than later, comes in the form of the 3D audio tech, which is exciting. And one thing I do notice that seems to be common with a lot of what the developers are saying about the 3D audio tech with the Tempest engine is they're able to achieve this without the need for us, the consumers, the people who are going out to buy PS5s, to have, lavish surround sound systems or really expensive headphones. I'm talking like premium, like $250 to $300 range headsets, right, to get this immersive surround sound, this 3D audio sound, which is extremely exciting to me. So yeah, that's pretty much going to do it for the video, guys. I hope you did enjoy it. I hope you did find it informative. If you did, be sure to leave your comments down below and leave the video a like. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and haven't already. Hit the bell notification icon so you never miss an upload, and feel free to share this video out on top of all that. But until next time, guys, take care.